Hello and welcome to Futrsmpl Friday Live episode 4. Welcome. What we do on we have a set of questions that we chat through that are all about the values of our company. My name is Lucinda. I am founder of Futrsmpl, and this is Adam. He's our assistant marketing consultant. And what we do here at Futrsmpl is we work with companies to help keep their marketing as simple as possible, keep them efficient, and make sure there is a strategy underpinning it all, a way that you are going to get to your goal and you're going to get there succinctly. That's core to true to what we do here at Futrsmpl. You noticed that we're looking rather tired. We were at an awards ceremony last night. We were shortlisted for a Great British Entrepreneur Award, which was extremely exciting. We didn't win, but I'm not holding a grudge. I'm putting a brave face on. It was a fantastic evening. It was really great to be in a room with some amazing businesses and see everything that everyone is doing. But I am now very tired today. So I will try and be more on form. So let's get into it. What we do, we have a series of questions. I've already mentioned that, but the questions are all around our values as a company, things that we found that are really important to us, such as mental health, looking after our own well-being, being really mindful of what's going on around us, and also our values as a company, which is keeping things really simple, trying to avoid jargon where possible, and also just exploring new interesting ways of talking to our customers. So without any further ado, if I can get it out, we put the timer on for 10 minutes and we get started. I'll let you go first.
Cool. Okay. So how has your mental health been this week? I'd say very stressed.
Okay.
A lot's been going on this week, whether it's like work or personally. So it's not actually been that good. I've managed to kind of keep it consistent because I'd say with more stress, I've been more kind of invested in relaxing and stuff to try and counter that. So it's been not great, but I've been taking the kind of necessary steps to actually balance it out.
Yeah, I think it's good just to be able to say that. I think it's so important that we can ask those questions and actually honestly answer them. It's okay to have had a stressful week. I mean, you've been waiting for results from your course.
Yes.
My son's been in for an operation. We've had this awards thing. I've been in and out of the office, and so it has been a really stressful week. And it's so more than okay to be able to say, actually, it's not been the best in terms of mental health. It has been stressful.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think it's great to say that. So
Number 2.
Jargon term you struggle to avoid. Okay, so this is a terrible one. I am normally try so hard to avoid as many jargon terms as possible, but they seem to eke into me. They eke into my life. I've been doing this for a while. And there was something that came up with you actually on there. I'd left an action for you. We put actions and lists and things on Asana for how we kind of manage our structure. And I'd asked for something and put by EOP tar with a smiley face on it. And EOP, obviously for anyone in business world, not obvious to Adam, but stands for end of play, which in itself is actually a horrible phrase, isn't it? End of play. What does end of play even mean? So end of play is by the end of the day, or close of play is the other one, close COP. So it's end of play, and then because I'd literally put tar as in thank you at the end.
I think that's what threw me off.
Because I put EOP tar. So he sent me this message going, what does EOP tar mean? And I was like, well, or EOPTA is probably how you read it. Yeah. And I was like, by the end of play, thank you. And there you go. Don't abbreviate everything. It doesn't help.
Yeah, every day's a school day. Most interesting fact. So I'd say this week we've been looking at mental health a lot, just because of clients and because that's what we're very invested in at Futrsmpl. So it being National Stress Awareness Day on Wednesday, doing sort of different tasks to do with that. So I found out that the Mental Health Foundation basically state that 1 in 4 men feel as though they can't speak to their friends or family about stress. And so I found that really interesting.
Still a lot of it, I mean, it's probably archaic to say it, but a lot of it's like big boys don't cry and all that kind of thing.
Yeah,
there is like a historical culture that I don't know, feelings or weaknesses, is that it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And even like Harry, my son's 2, and even sort of we try obviously not to do that kind of thing, but you can see it just in the culture in the TV programs that they watch, and it's all about, I mean, teaching young kids that you shouldn't cry, or big boys don't do that, or all this kind of thing, and it's actually
quite damaging.
So detrimental, because really being able to share those emotions and being able to share those feelings is so much.
Definitely, yeah.
Could just make a world of difference, just to be able to share something.
Yeah, having an outlet where you can actually kind of let off some steam and talk to people about it. So yeah, it was really interesting, but at the same time, quite upsetting to hear.
Anything you're looking forward to next week? Okay, so next week we have a guest again on our Futrsmpl Friday Live. So next week we are welcoming Suzanne True from FX1. She is a globally renowned innovation expert. So she goes into some really big companies and helps them put processes in place so that teams can be a lot more innovative. They can get things through quicker. They can kind of break down some of those barriers in their processes. And she's worked on some amazing projects. So it would be really cool to hear her insights and things. So I'm really looking forward to that next week. What else are we doing next week?
We've also got inspirational talk.
Yeah, so
that'll be really good.
I've been asked here, part of the accelerator, to do a 10-minute inspirational talk on my journey so far. Just slightly daunting. Not entirely sure what I've done yet, but we'll figure something out for next Wednesday. And there's also the Expo on Wednesday, so that's a free conference on digital. There's some amazing speakers going to that on Wednesday. So you've got the likes of the head of strategy for Google UK, and things like that. And that is a free event in the EICC in Edinburgh. So if anyone's interested, definitely get down to that. We can add the link on at the end of this. So that's all the things that we're looking forward to this week.
Nice. Let's see. Okay, how have you looked after yourself this week? So as I touched upon earlier, it's been quite a stressful week. So I've kind of ramped up looking after myself. So this is quite a good question. I have been listening to Holistrio. It's an app for relaxation, and there's loads of different sub things that you can listen to, whether it's trying to get over drinking, I think, whether it's sleep, that you're trying to get better sleep, but I just listened to the very simple ones, and it really helped me relax. I've never invested in that before. I've never felt like it worked or really tried it, but having done that this week, it was really, really good to kind of sit and listen to it. And it was excellent. It just put you in such a better place than you were before. And I was never really a believer before, but now I actually am. It put you in a really good place. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend it to anyone else. It was the Holistrio app, which is just brilliant.
Fun. Word of the week. We managed to get all the things. So our word of the week actually this week, as you might have already guessed, from most of Adam's things at the moment, he's had all the good ones. Our word of the week has actually been stress this week because there's been so much going on. Adam was waiting for results for his masters coming in on Tuesday. My son was going in for an operation on Monday, and so I've been kind of in and out this week, just making sure he's okay. And I mean, he's fine. If anyone, he's totally fine. It was a scheduled operation, half an hour in and out. It was just the dealing with it, and it was probably a hell of a lot more stressful for me than it was for him. He bounced back. You would never even know that anything happened to him the next day. But I took the day off so that I could have cuddles. I was like, I need more TLC. So our word of the week has been stress. I mean, highlighted probably by stress awareness, because we were looking into lots of facts for that, but also just because of what's been going on. Yeah,
definitely.
A lot happening this week.
Yeah. Okay. How mindful have you been this week?
You're getting all
That's just
this week. I think
mental
we might have
health.
to pick up another one.
Should I do it?
Technically, pick another one.
Okay, I'll pick another one.
Because Holistrio is sort of that whole thing, isn't it?
Okay, how has your mental health been this week? Next one.
We're really keen
wow,
on this
they're
mental
really, yeah.
I think it's because your facts and the questions you've already. Oh, I thought that card had been lost. That's why I've written it twice.
It was stuck.
We had a double.
Well, example of something I have kept simple this week. So in terms of the design aspects of like social media, I've basically set up a template, and then I'm just going off of that, and it ties into everything that we do and believe in at Futrsmpl. So it's like simplicity, and that has been really good, keeping it simple, because it's just I can change it really quickly. It's efficient.
Yeah, I think
it's
that's
simple.
The thing. It's simplicity and efficiency, because keeping things as simple as possible is always the clearest route to where you want to go. But at the same time, little things that you think shouldn't take too long, like social media, can eat up your day. So as much as you can keep that kind of thing efficient, so that you want it to be engaging, but how can you make that efficient, because it's not the be all and end all.
Yeah, and it goes back to what we've been saying quite a lot today, actually, about just creating foundations for what you're going to be doing, and that kind of work at the start really does lay some ground for efficiency later on in the process.
Getting all that planning in place and getting key messages in place, getting key tags, things that you need to link to all of these things, so that you can just pull out the right bits at the right time, and you've got it all there. You've got like a stock of things that you can use, rather than rethinking or reinventing the wheel every time you're doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's definitely something we would advocate for anyone trying to kind of keep moving on these things. Okay, I go. Favorite tactic / platform. Okay, so this one has spawned from I think it was time's up, right. I've started, so I'll finish, purely because I like being able to say that. Makes me feel like a proper presenter. So yes, favorite tactic and platform is this week. I think it's not necessarily a specific tactic, but it's another thing that we are really, really passionate about here. Making sure you are really thinking about your audience, and you're tailoring things or using tactics that are specifically for your audience. So there was something that we were talking to for a client last week, and they have a specific demographic that they're targeting. One segment of that demographic is parents that send their children to private schools, and now that's one specific segment, but they were doing a lot of online digital media and things, and yes, you could probably target them in that way. Actually, there's a lot of medias. I was like, hang on a minute, just because it's not digital doesn't mean it's called traditional. There's lots and lots of marketing tactics out there. Digital isn't the only way. But yes, this one specifically was just really concentrating on those things, and it could be something as simple as the newsletter that goes out at the end of the week, the printed newsletter that some private schools do, that you could put an ad in, and that's so targeted to your audience. But sometimes, because it's not, if you're not in that segment, you might not see it, you might not understand that is a thing. But that's what we're kind of here for, to be able to really deep dive into those customer segments and understand all of those customer touch points, so that you're not choosing your marketing tactics by what someone else is doing, but what is actually important to your customers. Because if it's not engaging with them, then it's not really much point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brilliant. Absolutely
so
excellent.
That's we nearly got through all the questions this week. There's only one left.
It's my luck with the mental health questions.
You did well there, didn't you?
Cleared up, yeah.
And we had a question that was stuck in, so that's why we had a double question. So thank you very much for joining us again. We have some amazing guests coming up, so you probably won't have to deal with just the two of us talking for longer. We will have much more interesting guests. We've got Stan coming up next week. We've got Andrew Johnson, who created Holistrio, one of the apps that Adam was talking about there, and also does amazing corporate workshops on relaxation and stress management. And we've also signed up some really exciting guests that did confirm, but until I've got it in writing, we will not disclose, just in case it all falls apart. But I'm sure it will all go swimmingly. So again, thank you very much for watching, whether you have watched the whole thing or just the 1 minute one that we send out on social media to try and get people to watch the main one. Either way, it has been fantastic, and have a brilliant weekend, and we hope to see you next week when we are joined by Susanna True. Thank you.
See you later.
Cool.
I really don't like how it doesn't actually end until you
I know,
press
yeah.
end. So
End
you're
and
kind of
then
like,
end. So you have to do the
yeah.
whole awkward bit.
Yeah, that's a lot better planned.
Yeah, that felt much smoother, less pausey.